Hey everybody, Dr. Greco here. Welcome to Ministry in a Minute. It's Friday. I want to encourage you again, as I did a couple days ago, check out our podcast. This week's podcast episode was all about covenant, and it was good. And I think it's important that we spend some time thinking about this issue. So this week we talked about the old versus the new, and our covenant with God, our covenant with other people, and our covenant with ourselves. And you know, I didn't spend a lot of time on the covenants that are in the Bible. You know, God made a covenant with Moses and with Abraham and with Noah, and then Moses and Abraham and David, and then the overarching old covenant and the new covenant. There's all these different covenants, and we didn't talk about them because essentially, although they all promise different things, it comes down to one thing, and this is what I want to end with. Covenant is about one concept: integrity. God has integrity. God will fulfill the promises he has made. The promises he made to Abraham, they're still good. The promises he made to David, they're still good. And all those covenants are still intact. And in the New Testament, God, once and for all, paid for our sins. He's good on his word. Okay? And the reason in the last week I bring up this idea of integrity is this. I love Hebrews chapter 12, and it says in the beginning of Hebrews chapter 12, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith." Okay, so the author of Hebrews says this: you are not in this alone. You are in this with other people. And all of the great men and women of the scriptures who followed God, Jesus, who was God in the flesh and gave us the quickest picture of following God, and God himself are all people of integrity, people who honored God, people who followed God, people who gave their life for God. Now you do the same. Okay? It's about integrity. And covenant, because it flows from relationship, because it flows from integrity, most importantly, is about integrity. Are you someone who's honoring God because God honored you? Covenant leads to, an understanding of covenant leads to integrity, leads to being a person whose life is dictated by their faith. That's what God is after. That's what will pay dividends. Be a part of this covenant. Live it out. Watch what God does with it. We'll see you next week for more Ministries in a Minute.